tuning in. This is Botswana Property Advice, and this is part 3, where I interview Mr. Maje Maje, the founder of Apex Properties. Mr. Maje Maje, you're most welcome. The question that the young people, the youths would want to know is, what portion do we have in this property industry? What can we do also to get a piece of the slice?
Yeah, I mean, there is, ways and means of, youth participating in real estate. I mean, these things, these models now we are seeing them overseas,
okay,
which have evolved. That people share now, assets.
Okay.
Basically, they share space.
All right.
So where we could sit and say, okay, it's a 3-bedroom house. I own my bedroom, you own your bedroom, the other one owns a bedroom. That's
wow.
yeah.
Wow.
Then because at the end of the day, I mean, it's not only a unit. It's owning space. I mean, in developed markets or where land is in short supply, people invest in space.
All
yeah,
right.
basically the most prized commodity is space.
All right.
Yeah, so once you build this asset, then the space becomes the most critical aspect. So if youth could understand that, that will reduce the burden, which they carry trying to, have a house, get a mortgage. I mean, and also they should enjoy being youth, before they get under pressure of getting into these long-term mortgages. I mean, for example, myself, I started playing in this space or being serious at 35, Yeah. Before then, I enjoyed being youth. I saved money. One thing, you also have to be disciplined in. You have to save money so that for a rainy day, so that when you are now ready to invest, you can outlay that required capital.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it doesn't mean that when you're enjoying being youth, you also falter on other principles of like savings, building for a rainy day. But you shouldn't be assuming this laborious responsibility of trying to get a mortgage. Today's youth are under a lot of pressure. We never had this kind of pressure where, they just want to have everything. Yeah. But overseas, where the markets are a bit, developed and advanced, like I explained, people share space.
All right.
Yeah, they share houses, they co-share offices, so that you reduce the burden of owing.
Wow.
Yeah. So that is something that I think I can say to the youth that they should.
That's amazing, Mr. Maje Maje, because what you are saying makes a lot of sense. Today you listen to youths, very ambitious, and that's a very good thing. But when you hear them comparing themselves to some of the very successful entrepreneurs, they don't even look at their age.
Yeah.
They compare themselves to Bill Gates. Yeah. They compare themselves to Warren Buffett. They compare themselves to all those big names, and they forget that they are young. Yes, they are still energetic, and they should still be able to enjoy their life at this stage as they are, saving money, to invest.
There's nothing wrong with them comparing themselves to those guys.
Okay.
But what is wrong is where they fail now to understand, the route and the journey which these guys.
Yes, that's what I mean. Yeah.
So that they have to follow.
Yes.
Yeah, because once they follow that, they will just know that there's no way that you're gonna reach the level of yes. Situations like Zuckerberg. They happen in many years. It's not like they're still going to. There's a chance of that repeating itself.
True that.
But how? What is the probability? The probability is very, very small. It's not something which people can actually even entertain themselves to think about. When I was talking earlier on about sharing, let's say the youth were to put money together.
Right.
Okay? And then they buy an asset, land, then they build a student accommodation. Okay? Yeah. So that means whenever they will all be living there, they will all be paying rent. Then when they leave, when they graduate, other students continually stay there. And it's students.
Yeah.
And it's a market which is there. I mean, it's an opportunity
Right.
which all of us are desperate to get into.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
True.
And they are actually the opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But now they would want to go and do something else which is not actually the opportunity. But the most important thing is how it's approached.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because they could even do a model and then come to you and I and say, okay, no, we want you to invest in here.
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah. Because it's not like we will invest in everything. It's not like we have energy for all these, investment vehicles. Yeah. But there are definitely a lot of areas. I mean, here I've seen, a lot of programs which have been promoted for the youth. I mean, it's buying goats, doing this. I mean, those things, the return on investment is not very good. And the management of such livestock, it has proved to be a challenge. Even doing these cabbages and all these things. I mean, it has proved to be a challenge. But here we are talking of a market which exists.
Right.
Yeah, a gap which is there, a shortage which is there. I mean, it's been there for years. I mean, you just ask how many students here they are suffering because of accommodation.
So many of
Yeah,
them.
so many of them.
So many
And
of them.
accommodation which is not even suited to them. Here they will even conceptualize something which is suited to them, suited to their lifestyle, how they want it to function, how they want it to flow. Yeah.
Because I'm thinking as you are talking, even if you were a group of students, if you are 100 of you, and you say, guys, let's, for argument's sake, let's put 1,000 each.
Yeah.
That's 100,000.
Yeah.
Just 100 people.
Yeah.
They have 100,000.
Yeah. But you find that money, they waste that money every day or at the weekend drinking. Yeah. Having. But here they will be building now a nest.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which will make them to be able to enjoy that. You can imagine now when they graduate or 10 years down the line, each one of them can receive 10,000 every month without whether they're up or sleeping. That money is still coming. Yeah.
I hope our viewers are listening to this. It goes back to what you were saying earlier, to say it looks like people tend not to trust each other. It's not just about the leadership, not trusting the people down there. Because you find even among ourselves, sometimes I tell people and I say, look, Google was not formed by one person. Apple was not formed by one person. Microsoft was not formed by one person. All these companies, Twitter, YouTube, they were not formed by one person. Why is it so difficult for us, this part of the world, for 2, 3, 4, 10 people, 100 people to come together and run a project? And still on that, Mr. Maje, what I have seen is that you find that somebody will get a tender to supply something for 100,000, and then they don't have the money. Instead of me coming to you and say, can we put money together and then we'll have 50-50, I would rather let the tender go. I can't be sharing, so I would rather get zero.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's it's an unfortunate scenario because we are failing to understand that two minds are better than one.
True.
And then this then takes us to that principle where I was telling you that, the principles of running a successful family. Yeah. I mean, most of, our families, you find that even within the family, people are competing. They're not actually in sync. They're not together. So that on its own, creates that environment or that habit of even you failing to partner with somebody outside. Because just where you are practicing every day, you are just failing to, you and your partner are failing just to be at length or even support one another. Or even understand that, okay, this person is stronger on this, let's support them on their strength and then leverage that strength. Because here what happens is that, let's say maybe we are partners. Now if you are strong in a certain aspect, instead of and I'm supporting you, instead of us leveraging that. Now you say no. Now it's you alone. So that creates conflict. That creates because we are so individualistic. It's unreal. Yes, yeah. Because once it's partnership, I mean, I cannot say to you, you are doing. I mean, I can't measure your contribution.
Right.
Yes. Yeah.
Talking about sharing. I went to speak in Kenya in 2016 at a business conference. There's something I noticed there when we were going around to see the innovation that the youth were doing. I was surprised. They took us to one place and there were a lot of people in one space.
Yeah.
Each one has a small desk and their laptop and a chair for their client.
Yeah.
This one, the same thing. This one. And I was being told some of these guys are millionaires.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
So people can be seated in a small room, a number of people, and they're sharing space.
Yeah.
I think in Botswana, we haven't really gotten to that level. And we are still crying that we don't have money to rent offices.
Yeah, I'll give an example, like you, especially when you talk of Kenya. Kenya, there's some women there.
Right.
Yeah. These women, they're just like selling at the station and all that, but they club themselves together. They've now built, a student accommodation, which is about 8 stories.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So with their first asset, every month they're getting 100,000.
Wow.
Yeah. So that is one area which we're still not very strong in here. Yeah. Because commitment to partnership, it means you have to be committed solely and blindly. Correct. Extreme. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You cannot. And also your partner has to trust you,
right,
even in their sleep. Yeah. Not where now, when they look on the other side, you do something else. Yeah. Yeah. So those are some of the things that I've seen. It's a weakness in our society that, once we partner, we're not honest, we cheat. I mean, you can imagine now we're killing the golden goose. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
So what can be done for us to have that kind of trust? Because honestly, Mr. Maje Maje, we have so many, particularly young people. Yeah. Because you see, the reason why we are shooting this is to try and help people out there, particularly the youth. They are the majority anyway. They are trying to make ends meet and to see where they can go.
You teach business, entrepreneurship.
Yeah, entrepreneurship.
Yeah. Okay, how many of your students have partnered in business?
It's a challenge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a challenge. I talk about it many times, but each one wants to do their own thing.
Yes. How many have they partnered?
Yeah. It's difficult.
And how many work even very late? I mean, like even here, I employ a lot of young people.
Yeah.
But I find it very odd. They feel that I work too hard. Yeah. So then you say to them, okay, but you're at your prime.
Yeah. You have all the energy.
Yeah. This is where we expect you to be like working extra hard. Yeah.
Some of us are over 40 and we still work more hours.
No, but they
are relaxed.
They are relaxed. Yeah. And they never ever, I've told them, I've given them a platform here. That guys work on a project and bring it to Mr. Maje and say, okay, no, this is a project which we are working on. And then they, invest in it. No, they haven't.
Okay.
Yeah.
They're still working on it.
No, they're not working on it.
Maybe they're working on the business plan.
They're not working on either. Because if you are working on one of those, you'd have gotten to the next
they want
step.
to surprise you.
no, like I was saying to you, earlier, that the business principles are the same.
Right.
So if you are working on one, it will trigger you to go to the next. And equally, if you're not working on any, you won't do any. Yeah.
So what would be your last words on what we have been discussing now about, about the youths? What can they do? They want to enter property. Your last words to them in this segment.
My last words is that they should watch these videos more.
They should
because we've covered quite a lot of items.
True.
Which I think it's very important knowledge.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Then also, like I said, they should read. They should read.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if they read, you'll see them change.
Yeah.
Because somebody who reads, they're saying you should invest in a library than on a TV.
All right.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. Because whatever you learn from reading, it's very, very important. I cannot emphasize the importance of reading. Due to the fact that one of the things which I've seen is that a lot of people, they are very lazy, and what they do is that, maybe with your exception, they go to school. They continually go to school. They go and do masters, so that somebody, and I said to them, okay, why do you want to go and sit so that somebody can tell you, okay, no, go and read chapter 2, go and read chapter 3, go and read chapter 4. Man, why not reading this
by yourself?
Because that is the knowledge that we continually need. Intelligence is it's a cumulative process.
True.
There's no way that even myself, these things, I'm not imagining them. I've learned them. I've experienced them. I've seen them. I have, for let's say my entrepreneurship journey, it's been long. It's long. We could spend the whole, day here talking about it.
Right.
But it's a journey. You have to do it. There's no way that it will just happen, magically. It's not. It's not magic. So even everybody has to go through that journey.
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
So there we get it. Whether you are a youth or you are a senior citizen, I'm sure you are going to benefit a lot from this series of Botswana Property Advice. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you will watch over and over and over these videos. You will like them, you will comment, and you will subscribe. Thank you, Mr. Maje Maje.
Thank you.